Yo, what is up? My name is Ryan Gilman. You maybe see me from the Fairly Odd Parents A7X mashup that I did. The feedback's been overwhelming. Thank you so much for all the positive comments, support, even the haters. I appreciate you. You're right. You're right about me. Yeah, no, it's been cool. Did not expect this to happen, so I apologize. I know everyone's been asking for like tabs and like a video on how I did it, so this is at least the video on how I did it. The tabs, life's been crazy, man. I'll get around to it at some point. But yeah, this is the first video on the channel. Figured it would be fitting to kind of kickstart it with this video, explaining kind of my headspace, what I was doing, how I thought about it, and what I did in the DAW. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So, apologize for the ugly project file. There's really not a whole lot that happened here. A little bit of background on this guy. I made a Rugrats video, like the Rugrats theme song. I did like a pop punk, like kind of rendition of the intro song. It was pretty cool. I think people enjoyed it, so I kind of wanted the same thing here with the Fairly Odd Parents. I downloaded the acapellas, and I was kind of listening through, and I was like, "He's an average kid that no one understands." Yeah, that's in D harmonic minor. So I started going in on it, and I realized everything I was wanting to do sounded like Avenged Sevenfold, because that is literally the only thing they write in. That's it. They don't write anything else. Well, the stage is pretty good. You guys check that out. Their latest album, not D minor every time. Pretty cool. That being said, so their older stuff was all D minor, and so I was like, wait a second, brain blast type thing. So I started with the guitars. As far as the tone I was using, I will put this in the description of the video. I don't have my Helix LT in front of me, and that is what I used to record. I kind of went direct into my DAW with the Helix. And there was basically, I mean, I was going through a cab and then like a tiny bit of plate reverb. I'm not a huge gearhead. I think a lot of times simpler is better. And a lot of my processing that I do is kind of in the DAW, just because that's just what I think is convenient. I don't know. But anyway, I'll put in the description the exact cab I was using and all that good stuff, so you guys can see and do it yourself. That being said, let's take a look at the guitar real quick. I don't have a whole lot on here. I'm a basic ass bitch and put on OTT because I wanted to get a little thicker. I didn't mess with any of the high mids or lows, any of the triple band, none of that stuff. All I did was I just messed with the depth. I brought it down to 30%, 36%. Because I just didn't want it to be too over the top compressed. If you listen to it, let's listen without the OTT real quick, and let's just solo this guy. And you throw the OTT on, it gives it a little bit more grit. Sue me. Moving along, I've got Smart EQ. I let AI do its thing, where I was just like, okay, AI, tell me what you think it should do. Did a preset for an electric guitar. Didn't really do a whole lot. So I did my own EQ afterwards because I was like, I don't trust you. And I basically just, got rid of the lows, and I scooped like a little bit. I added a little bit at 3K, like nothing too earth-shattering here that's happening on the guitar. And that's literally it, man. That is the guitar. As far as how I came up with this, I originally had like straight 30-second notes, and I had like a blast beat thing going in the beginning, and I was like, that's a little too intense. And it took me like a few hours, and I was like, wait a minute, the answer's been right in front of me the whole time. Let's just rip them off. And so I ended up doing Unholy Confessions, and but it's like a mixture, right? I think someone called it out in like the comments. I did a little bit of Unholy Confessions, and then I did a little bit of Shepherd of Fire because I love both of those intros a lot, and they sounded kind of good together. So that's the intro. Moving along. I'm a big fan of kind of like putting your own spin on things, as I literally am ripping off a band. But I noticed there was just something dull about staying on the D. So when we went into that verse here, it sounded cool to go to the B flat, steal a little bit of Welcome to the Family a little bit there. It worked. It was cool. I've got one guitar kind of going down the D minor. I think it's like a Excuse me. I've got one guitar doing like chords, and I've got, you know, the other doing like octave, leady, punky type things. So you can hear that here. And I've got the classic, just Zachy and Sin just runs, just that. I think all I'm doing is a D minor scale. Okay, that's close enough. So yeah, that was just so I'm just going from like a D minor, and I'm going to like a major. That's literally it. And I got the, you know, up high, the stereotypical A7X harmonies. If I can get my mic to stay. Oopsies. Yep, same thing. D minor to A major. Yes, sir. So yeah, that's that. Moving along, we've got a solo kind of at the end I'll kind of get into. Yeah, the original video, people wanted me to do kind of more of a noodly thing that Sin does, so I ended up doing that. So this is like the second rendition of the video. If I can get this to work here. Yeah, so that riff is just a D minor, then C major going up, B flat major going down, A major going up, oops, G minor, then an F major, and then diminished stuff. So I'm going up basically 3 semitones each time. Oopsies. And then I have like on the second half of that run, I've got another guitar just going up 3 semitones and doing the exact same thing. That's literally it, man. It's not too hard to rip these guys off. Sorry. That is kind of the guitar. Hopefully I did an okay job explaining that. Moving along, the rest of this stuff is really, it's just a bass and a drum track, dude. It's really not that crazy. I've got a bass doing kind of the same thing. Got THU, what's new, out the box, preset number 30. Guitar to bass, I'm literally just DIing this in. It's crazy. Somebody in the comments is like, you need more bass, and I'm like, yeah, I do. You're right. But that is basically what I did. I literally just played the root notes and had a guitar to bass plug in. That's what we do as guitarists, man. We're lazy. We're lazy as shit. And then the GGD. If you guys are not familiar with this, I imagine most of you guys are if you're in the production world and in the sphere of music. But the guy from Periphery, Matt, he does a great job with just these out-the-box kits. This one's the metal kit. I literally didn't do anything. There was one guy in the comments who was like, man, snare sounded great. Like, that was awesome. And I'm like, hey, you can thank Matt for that. That was not me. Yeah, I basically I may have mixed the cymbals a little bit just down. I like to keep the crashes just at a lower level as I literally, yeah, let's see. Yeah, I brought them down just a tad maybe, but there was really nothing that I did here that was earth shattering. I maybe brought the snare down a little bit too. Out the box, no processing on top. That's what we like, baby. Quick and efficient, and that is literally the song. And I get it. I'm not a drummer. Some of these runs, I'm not sure. The Revv might, he could have done it maybe. Yeah. So, I just know he goes really hard on the ride and the double bass, and so I kind of just tried to give it that theme. Drummers, don't sue me, please. I'm just a guitarist, man. I don't know what I'm doing is the common theme of everything that's happening right now. That being said, the organization of this I thought was pretty cool. I mean, as kind of bare bones as I am with my processing and my producing, I think the organization was cool, and that's why it worked. Oh yeah, the end. I totally forgot. I gotta go get my guitar. Yeah, the outro. So I did the second version of this like I referenced earlier. I basically just ripped off the intro to what was it? The Wicked End. Yeah, that one's it's a 6 song. Hold on, let me get my guitar. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking 6 feet. All right, so yeah, you've got this riff from the Wicked End where it's like you've got the second guitar going. So I think I started with that riff right there. Let's see if I can. Yeah, so I'm starting with it, and then I'm going into the. So right into a D minor arpeggio. It's really not groundbreaking stuff, but together in the mix, sounds pretty cool. Yeah, man. So that was kind of it. That's kind of what happened with this whole thing. It was really not too crazy. It was like 7 or 8 tracks. I threw Ozo on it, Ozone 8. I'm a noob. I use the Master Assistant. It suggested I just raise the highs a little bit. I'll usually go in and mess with the imager sometimes. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'll kind of mess with stuff and see if it sounds cool, but everything here I didn't want to touch because I just truly, for like an Instagram video, I was just trying to get the levels right and make sure that you could hear everything, which in a 7 or 8 track song wasn't too crazy. That being said, that's all that this was. That is it. That is it. There's nothing else. That was it. So hopefully you guys appreciated this video. I'll probably get better at these as this was my first one, so cut me a little bit of slack here. That being said, here's my plug at the end if you made it this far. I also write music. I've got a penguin out right now. I've got a song out right now called Penguin by Himself. It's about this penguin in a documentary where the documentary person was like, he's gonna die because he's leaving the herd. And like, they couldn't stop him because nature, you're not allowed to get in the way. And I thought that was like super deep. So I thought it'd be cool to write a song about, you know, penguin going off on its own and like kind of what it saw after it left. So the cameras were off. And so it's a cool song. It's out on my Spotify right now. All the links and stuff should be updated. If you follow me on Instagram or here, you should be able to find it pretty easily. That being said, this won't be the last. I'm hoping to do more of these. Appreciate you guys for hanging around if you've hung this long. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the flippity floppity. Peace.